So, folks, first things first is that you guys will notice that there's not going to be any pictures. Why? Because I hate the guy. I hate the guy so damn much. So, for people who are like, where's the picture, man? Oh, your thumbnail's not really good to help you out, man. I know, but I hate the guy. I hate the guy so damn much, you know? I really hate him. It's like every single time I walk in the freaking store, see a video of his, I want to take it to the ground and stomp on it. That's what I want to do. But thank goodness I'm not going to do it. Sometimes I punch it, but that's it. I will admit the first two movies were pretty good. I mean, they were actually masterpieces. And the third one got pretty a little bit iffy. And the fourth one and fifth one was like, what the frick? And then the sixth and seventh one is like super what the frick. Seventh being the new one, and I'm going to talk about because, well, there's some issues on that. All right, I guess let's go, man. Well, first things first, let me continue with personal opinion. Was I afraid of him when I was little? Yeah. Did I have to figure out why? Yes, I had to really do. Because the real staple of me being afraid of the guy, it's the same reason why Joey Wheeler said to this one little kid who was dueling him. The fact of his motherfucking damn face. His face is so inorganic. And that's what freaked me the hell out as a kid. And all the way to actually being a preteen. It's like, that was freaked me to freak out. And in the fourth movie decided to screw me over even more by making his face even worse. And that was horrible bullcrap. I mean, what the fuck? As for Hide the Soul, that one creeped me out a bit too, but eventually I ruled out what's going on. Like, for instance, he's only after Andy, or that other kid. Messed up part is later on, even though I got over it. Oh my gosh, if I found that out when I was little, the fact of, it doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, he gonna get you. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, I got way too far into this video, and not even talking about what we got at hand. So, there's a brand new movie that came out called Cult of blah, 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 blah. Or I'm going to just call it Cult of Charles, because I hate the name. The name still strike a little fear in me, or at least intimidation. But I'm not going to say it, because freak it. Freak him. Anyways. There are some issues that came up with them. And I'm the bigger man. I'll help fix the continuity and stuff. But there's lots of stuff to talk about. And of course, if I miss stuff, there's a Tumblr page or article or post I did that details everything I should be covering in this video. So if I miss something or there's something extra I forgot, the post on Tumblr was down below. Enjoy and whatever. So first things first, we're going to have to talk about the brand new spell that was in the movie. And yes, there's going to be spoilers. I don't give a crap. I didn't even watch the movie. I just listened to someone who did a review. So yeah, special thanks to that guy who's a hardcore fan of his. But anyways, here we go. And let me just do this right quick. There we go. So first things first, it's the brand new spell he found out. It's kind of weird hearing that he learned the spell from Voodoo for Dummies. Personally, I would have wished that he already knew the spell, or at least he was kind of a voodoo master in training. So it does make sense how he just only knows one freaking one. Not to mention, I guess it doesn't make sense because, well, if in the fourth movie they brought the book along, but technically that was Voodoo for Dummies again. But anyways, what really goes down that actually would have helped this spell out is that he knew the spell for a while now. He learned the spell for a while now, but the messed up part is that the spell requires pain. Now, if they would have put that in there, because voodoo, my gosh, lots of crazy stuff in voodoo, man. A freaky chicken foot that was in the Steve Harvey show where one lady actually was making some kind of stew and she did some crazy stuff with a chicken foot and stuff like that. So as you can see, voodoo is already crazy as frick. So why not actually just come up with this idea That helps so much. It's the fact that this voodoo, this spell he's going to do, he has to be in serious pain to do it. He has to cause himself pain to do this spell. Now, if they did this idea, the good thing is that then it makes Andy accountable, because Andy's the one who decided to cut off his head and torture him. So with that means Andy is actually accountable for what Charles Lee Ray is doing, especially in the freaking insane asylum. That is very awesome. And I do have another thing that actually helps to make it so it's like, oh crap, Andy, you can stop him. Instead of what happens in the movie, which is basically return into Andy is not at home. Andy's in the asylum as well. So if pain causes him to be able to do the spell, then that means that technically Andy should be at home, not in the institution. So yeah. Anyways, with all that said, so he's caused pain, and he needs pain to do it. And as soon as he's able to do it, and here's the even best kicker, because, well, like the guy who was the expert fan of this guy, he said that the other three did not feel any pain when they were doing some serious messed up stuff to him. Like, for instance, burning a hand or something like that. Now, here's my idea to help counteract that too. Remember when I said, and of course I just said it a few times, pain. So that means that technically, when it comes to those three possessions right there, it actually, the pain does not go to them, and they don't need to feel pain because, well, guess who's feeling the pain? The head. And do we get to see the head anymore in the movie? No. So that means that technically this theory would have worked if they decided to go with it. But too bad they didn't. That's a shame. It's a real shame. I mean, damn, man. This could have helped you. This could have saved you, but you guys weren't thinking. You guys weren't thinking at all. So this theory would have helped. This would have helped you if you would have added a few other things. Technically, I guess they could still work. But since, they did dialogue of it, I don't think it's going to be able to help them at all. But yeah, that's my theory that could actually help. It's the fact of the reason why all this is because of pain. And technically they could still do it, but they'll have to do it in underlined print. Yeah, and that just means one thing. That Charles here knew that he was going to get caused pain. Yeah, he knew that, Andy's going to cause him some messed up pain. So that just means that he was a glutton for punishment, or he planned to the long haul, knew that Andy's going to do something very, very torturing to me. So if this is my backup plan, just in case. Oh, man. All right. Now, here is what the movie could have been, in my personal opinion. Here is an awesome idea that could have happened where they could have actually had a good time, but the sad thing is they would most likely will not have, the extra dolls. Well, I guess technically they could, but here's just side A. Side A, what they could have done is let's think about this. Isn't there a character they already talked about and showed us beforehand that is in an institution? Wasn't there? If you guys are saying, what about Andy's mom? Exactly. Now, the idea would be with this movie spin would be the fact of we're going to do what happened in Lion King 1.5. Meaning that this will actually be a prequel, which will predate. So this movie right here would predate Child's Play 1 and Child's Play 2. Where Charles Lee Ray, well, technically it would be more messed up because it'll be intertwined with the second movie, where it's like, okay, well, the beginning part of it, he got out, he's looking for where Andy went. Insert this movie. This movie is where he goes to the institution of his mom and tortures the freaking crap out of her. Yeah, torments her very horribly to the point of where she's like, she has to find out where Andy is. So she actually leads Charles here to where Andy is, because, well, eventually she gets very, 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 very shaken up that she's like, I gotta call. I gotta make sure that Andy's okay. And she calls the orphanage that he's in. Thus, there we go. He knows where it is, and it ends with Charles making it straight into front of the house of where Andy got adopted at. There you go. There's a movie for you. Very easy. Very, very freaking damn easy. The only messed up part is the recasting of Andy's mom. Yeah, I would most likely think that Catherine O'Hara should actually be in the movie somewhere, you know? Even if it's kind of like making it a secondary character who actually does talk about Charles Lee Ray, the fact of she was victim of him beforehand, and the fact of he kind of did some voodoo magic too. This is like another time where they could insert the fact of, yeah, he does have magical tendencies. He does know one spell, but he actually knows a few other ones he actually messed with too, and one of those spells which might have backfired kind of killed this old lady who actually is now accused of being insane. Who knows, her son, her nephew, her whatever man that is in her life. Charles Lee Ray screwed him over, destroyed him, and, well, now she's tormented by this, and people don't believe her when she said that he did magical things, or he killed him with like a... Yeah, just writing a character for Catherine O'Hara, because she deserves to still be in the movie somehow. I just hope that she actually is like, yes, I would like to. Alright, with that said, the other part of this is that they could still have Catherine O'Hara in the movie. The idea would be the fact of the same institution that the new girl is in, Andy's mom is in there too. So instead of him going in, it's more the fact of Andy's calling his mom, and apparently, well, his mom luckily is in the institution, or his mom is able to get transferred to that other institution, and she will help the poor girl out. Which makes more sense, doesn't it? And then it actually brings the part of where Andy actually realizes of, oh, holy frick, I'm causing pain to this bastard. I'm the one who's giving him the power. And that's when he stops the freaking pain thing and thus stops his control. Of course, yes, I know that just means that something else happens, and it could just be another spell they created where it's like he fully transferred himself after a while. I don't know. This is just some I actually had the idea for. Alright, well, had to go look. So either way, I'm still just using the list I made. So, one thing I didn't know is that the fact that there's two Andys, which I guess does make sense, but on the other hand, if this movie is crappy as hell, which that's what the best fan ever of this franchise is, then how about the person who originally played Andy is not casted in this? How about instead we decide the Andy from the third movie be in this movie? So at least he's not tarnished. Well, at least the first Andy's not tarnished, but he is. I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting. And it would be cool if you would have figured out some way to have both Andys in the movie. And then we have to go to the interesting part that the guy actually mentioned too. Is the fact of the kids. If you're going to mention the fact that the kids exist, then why don't you have a passerby thing, you know? It would have been cool to actually have it. Apparently their name is Glenn and Glinda. Okay, sure, why not? The crazy part is that he actually suggests instead of actually doing this one thing, he should have done another, where it's basically bringing the kids into it, and the kids possess more dolls along with their dad, and they all three go into the insane asylum. Now, the only messed up part I do have to mention is the fact that Glenn here. Glenn, number one, got scared the fuck out by his dad, and his dad technically should be one-armed, and yet you don't really explain it in the next movie. Which it does explain if he did do that new magical trick, then it would be pretty cool because, well, again, I said pain, right? So he's in pain that his arm is gone. I would have to believe that. And since he's in pain and his arm is gone, that means he has enough magic to actually transfer himself into a new one. Thus makes sense why he looks completely different now. Because, well, they have version 2.0 of the good guy doll. 2.0 with now realistic eyes. But yeah, Glenn most likely wouldn't do it. I mean, yeah, he might be scared into doing it, and it could actually make some interesting character development where he goes to his dad, it's like, Dad, I really don't want to do this. And he's like, oh, come on, sonny boy, you can do this. And he's like, Dad, you kept on freaking scaring the fuck out of me. Why the hell should I even care what your plan is? It's like, it's kind of cool where it's like, it could be a back and forth where maybe there's some inner battles and inner fighting going on. As for Glenda, oh shit. Personally, I would have actually liked the other idea of where Glenda is committed into the insane asylum. If she is committed and her dad is there and her dad does all the stuff, it'll be pretty cool that she's there to assist, meaning that she also helps out with the spell, which means the spell could actually evolve into, instead of just meaning pain, it not only needs pain, but it also needs someone else to be in there, you know, someone who's also near and dear that could actually channel herself, thus meaning his freaking daughter could actually help with the whole, yeah. So yeah, let's see, the kids, I talked about the kids, and let's see, there's lots of stuff to read. I did a good job on this. Not to pack myself in the background, I'm just saying. So I think that's almost everything I covered. The only thing I really need to cover left is the ending of it. So yeah, I know, spoiler, but this movie's been out for quite a while. So anyways, Andy ends up in the mental institution. Andy and how he was written is a major pity, which makes sense. I mean, really, you know, from the guy that I watched, he was like, dude, he was completely a moron in this movie. And I'm like, oh, damn. Yeah, I would figure that they should have made him better. But of course, if they would have made him better, written him better, then that means that Charles here wouldn't win. But sadly, this is the first time ever Charles actually got a win out of this. This is the first time ever. But of course, I do have to admit the pump your brakes part. We got to pump your brakes. Because in the fifth movie, he just said that he digs it. He's a killer doll and he dig it. And that's what he's going to do now, is just be himself as a freaking little midget who kills people and scares the crap out of people. I thought that's what we got here. But apparently in the next movie and this movie, somehow he decided to now say, instead of being a man, he wants to be a woman. And instead of just owning the fact of he's a little midget, he wants to actually be a person again. I don't get it. I don't freaking damn get it at all. It's like, yeah, I don't get this at all. But we got a brand new status quo going on here. I, again, do not get this at all. Again, I don't, because, well, now you just wrecked the whole entire franchise, considering it's a killer doll, and now he's a freaking woman, and now you have lesbiana content, which I don't give a about it. I mean, I don't really care, but still, what the freaking damn hell, man? It just doesn't make sense. This is where I'm like, yeah, so why did you make him actually have a revelation after 5 movies, if you're going to go back on your word and say, no, he wants to actually be a human again. Not only a human, but he wants to be a woman. It's like, ooh, freaking. Girls suck, man. Girls suck. Yeah, now he has to actually understand the female body and everything. It's a bad plan. It's a bad plan. And just like the guy said, it's like, dude, you should have just went after Andy, because he's your first person. And then in the previous movie, she was taunting him how Andy freaking 3 times, 3-0, he beat your freaking ass. And instead, you're still like, because, well, remember the freaking rule. The rule is, whoever saw him first and knew that he wasn't actually just a doll will be the person that he actually has to freaking Kalima, Kalima. Yeah, but with this new magic, this new spell, he could have easily got a brand new body. And since he's in the asylum, it would have been cool of a gotcha, sucker. You thought I was going after her, you dumbass. I was actually going after her to lure your ass in here because my brand new body's in here. And now, since you are such a dumbass, here I come, baby. Here I come. And you still get to win because, well, now he's possessed. Yeah, he possessed Andy. And it will actually make people say, oh, man, it was so good. It was a long time coming. He finally did it. But instead, I have to say, even if we have to make this like a win, I would basically say 3 to 1.5. 3 to a half. Yeah, 3 to 0.5. Because, dude, you did win, but you could have did better. You could have did better. So, anyways, with this, man, I definitely don't want to watch this movie. The only way I'm going to watch this movie ever is if they decide to put it on AMC or Sci-Fi or anyone else. It's like, yes, the world premiere of Curse of Charles Lee Ray. And then Cult of Charles Lee Ray, which the Cult of Charles Lee Ray, that's going to take a long damn time to air on TV. Most likely they'll be already on the next sequel, or heck, 2 sequels. Personally, I wish this freaking, I hate this freaking person so damn much. I hate this person damn much. I hate all the movies. I hate the fact that you have to see his damn face. I hate all this bullshit. He should have been dead a long time ago. He should have just been 2 movies and done. But here we are still doing this crap. When I saw the Bride of Charles Lee Ray, that was bullshit because they had like a Santa Claus one, and then that was traumatizing. I mean, what the fuck, man? Can we just let this go? Can we actually sacrifice his ass and then have Freddy Krueger get a brand new movie again? But this time it sticks. Or what about Michael Myers get a brand new movie? Or what about Jason get a brand new movie? Anything but his dumbass. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't freaking damn deserve this freaking more movies. Man, I want to see more Freddy's coming for you, boys. Or what about and I heard they're making a brand new one. Hopefully it'll do okay. Wait. They already did a brand new Halloween. Which one's getting a brand new reboot? I forgot. What the freaking hell? Oh, man. It just sucks that they tried to make a brand new one. They tried to bring fresh air into those, and yet they were not appreciated at all. None of them were appreciated, which sucks. I mean, the Halloween one was pretty cool, and the Halloween one, this deserves to be an own movie of its own. See you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully this clears up a few things. Thank you very much.